Jerseys of Hope is a nonprofit committed to inspiring a sense of community and well-being in hospitals through the donation of athletic jerseys to be worn by patients rooting for their favorite team. In the past 7 years, Jerseys of Hope has given out over 2,000 jerseys to lift the spirits of hospital patients. They have impacted the needy in 4 countries and 11 states. Please visit jerseysofhope.org to learn more. We're so honored to partner with Jerseys of Hope and be a small part of the large impact they make.
Welcome to the Unscripted Podcast. My name's Corby LaCroix, and the song you're hearing right now is called Great and Mighty One, available on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your music. But for now, recording from the Unscripted studio, here's your host and my friend, Aaron Conrad.
Great Redeemer, God of grace, come receive our songs of praise.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Unscripted from my studios in Columbus, Ohio. Special guest today. Can you tell your story and introduce yourself?
Well, Aaron, thank you so much for having me today. I am Amberly Shreve. I am with Promptings and Keep on Sharing. And we're just going to talk a little bit about life and family and gratitude and how life brings us through a journey and what we do on that journey.
I love it. Well, I don't know how we're friends on Facebook. I don't. I really don't. I swear to you, I don't. And I got a little tiff with Facebook the other day. Shout out Mark Zuckerberg. But I tried to put up a post about something that had nothing to do with anything, and it got banned. And somehow you were in my comments and you said, hey, would love to talk to you. So we talked, and I don't know. I don't know when we became friends, but we're friends on Facebook. And I'm so honored because you and I've had this is our second conversation, and the first one was so life-giving. And so I really wanted everybody to meet you and hear about what you do. And so let's break those down one at a time. Let's talk about just you and your family, and let's just start there.
Okay. Yes, it's so interesting how I have the opportunity to meet and have people bless my life. And I thought it was so interesting. I have no idea how in the world we became friends on Facebook. And I was scrolling through, watching the game, and I believe it was a Monday night football game. And I see this post and I'm like, all right, I got to meet this guy. We have to figure out what in the world is going on. And I want to hear his story and I want to read his message. So that's how that all unfolded. But I feel so blessed and honored to be here. And a little bit about me: I am a believer. I am a wife and a mother, and I am a friend, and I am a sister, and I am forgiveness. And I think that is taken me to a place that I've never been before. These are all new areas of my life that I am implementing to help the healing process of life and what it hands us, the experiences and lessons that we go through that shape us into who we are today. So we live in Maryland. It is absolutely gorgeous here today with my husband, and we have 2 girls, and their passion is softball. We are a travel softball family. So shout out to all my travel parents. You know what we go through, friends. You do. Full of the hustle and bustle, the snacks. Goodness gracious, the snacks and the ice and all the moving and grooving. So shout out to each and every one of you. You guys are amazing out there doing the parenting thing. We are a very close-knit family. We are very intentional with our love for one another, our support. It is no small task to raise kind-hearted and loving children today. It is, especially in the world that we're in today, compassionate, God-fearing children that choose love over ego and unkind behavior. It has been a journey for my husband and I to be able to instill that in the girls and still be able to look at someone, regardless of how they show up for you, but show up in forgiveness and love and be able to take a back seat and move forward. So I'm very proud of we are growing and stretching, and we are together figuring it out. I think that's kind of our statement for each other. We
There
just,
you go.
Yeah. We're figuring
Mhm.
it out.
Right.
So that's a little bit about our family and what we're doing right now.
Well, and I appreciate that. And I think that's why I wanted to have you on, was because you are a travel parent. I have many, travel parents. I have family that's in that season. We've since passed that season, but it's not easy. It's very, very difficult. And that was just one of the many, many reasons why I wanted to have you on. What does a typical week look like for you? Just for people that maybe aren't in that travel season or travel family, what's a typical week look like for you between practices and games and travel?
Sure, great question. So Monday we have my husband and I we both work. I'm an entrepreneur. He works outside of the home, and we are going to get the girls out the door. We are going to have our workday meetings. Between that, I'm preparing, making sure we are keeping up on house meal prep, all of those types of things. Monday we have strength training. Tuesday, we have practice for our youngest. We also have private lessons, hitting and pitching lessons. Wednesday, we have practice for my oldest daughter. Now, these are also in practice is in a different state. So, of course, we travel to a different state for the practice. Thursday, we have practice for my youngest daughter. Friday is our only real family day. We get together, we go over some things, make sure everybody has what they need. We are prepping, kind of resting, taking some time for each other, just little. Usually we have a tournament qualifier, so 3 games, and then they play until they are out by Sunday.
Mhm.
But it is a full tight schedule. In between that, we are laundry, absolutely meal prep, absolutely making sure everyone has what they need and keeping up throughout the home and spiritually and physically and mentally. So we're
Mhm.
constantly doing check-ins with one another,
Mm.
making sure we have what we need. We are reading as a family a very interesting book called Heads Up Baseball.
Okay.
And that is something that's exciting. So a few times a week we will down. Are we consistent with it? No, but at least we try to get it in when we can. But we're reading that right now as a family.
I'm starting to wonder, did we meet because of Leah Miko? Do you know who Leah Miko is?
No.
So she's a 3-time softball Olympic champion that is a friend of show. She's been on like 3 times. She wrote a book called The Gold Standard. So free plug for Leah, and because she's friend of show, Leah Miko, The Gold Standard. She just wrote that book, and she won 3 gold medals for USA softball. She is a wonderful human being and a believer. And I was just curious if maybe that's where we somehow our wires crossed.
Maybe. What is her last name?
Amiko.
Amiko.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll find her on all
Interesting.
socials.
I will
Yep.
look her up.
And her book's amazing. She is amazing. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. And so, yeah. So Leah Miko, because I think she was in that season too. She's in that season with her boys now. She's a mom now. And anyway, I appreciate that so much. The thing that I really wanted to talk about today is we got somehow, again, wires crossed. And we talked last weekend. We probably could have talked for like 2 hours. I think it was just a Zoom call, you and I, just not even recording a podcast. But what you're doing now is very interesting to me. You all have been very gracious to me in terms of being a part of what you're doing. Can you explain what you're doing now to this audience?
Sure. So I am a part of 2 businesses. One is called Promptings. We are a gratitude sharing service that provides such love and kindness and really teaches the art of relationship building. So, any entrepreneur out there, I mean, think about it. How are you staying connected, top of mind? And how are you working through those relationships with your clients and customers. So we have a beautiful service that keeps it very simple. We actually have gratitude experts for those of you who are incredibly busy and who aren't able to use the service yourself. We have people that can help assist you and make sure that all of your cards, your touch points are to your clients and customers all throughout the year. Because remember, referrals that we want to give out to people, typically we're going to give those out to the people that touch our hearts. They, people are they're not going to remember what you did or maybe how you did it, but they're definitely going to remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
And that's one of the pieces that is so near and dear to my heart, because this service that I provide for my clients, it is nothing but love and compassion, and it is a way to deepen relationships, and that absolutely enhances the know, like, and trust factor. And I mean, these relationships are just strong and for years to come. I mean, it's not like a surface relationship where you just kind of move through with someone and okay, I'm on to the next person. These are people that they're extensions of your family. They become such incredible influences. And then I am also a part of the very first ethical social media platform called Keep On Sharing. And this platform is incredible. It is a social media site. We are taking all of the beautiful pieces of LinkedIn and Alignable and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and we are putting together this platform that we have designed is not only going to enhance, promote, and really broaden your business, what you want to express and bring to the world, but this platform, we have highlighted members, people that you can really get to know on a one-to-one basis. We have networking opportunities. We have advertising. There's so much that we have to offer on this site. We have so many new things coming that are going to be able to enhance businesses, and we pay you for being on the site. And that's the most interesting thing about it is we pay you for being on the site, and your activity and anyone that you bring onto the site. It is an invite only platform. So we keep the integrity of the platform in a really beautiful space. We have very high-end professionals. We have startups. We have people that are passionate about who they are. 50% of our revenue goes to charities, nonprofits, and foundations. So we absolutely love to support all of those charities, nonprofits. We want to give them the opportunity to be able to give them free advertising on the site, bless and serve them. And that's truly what we want to do, is just bless and serve others.
Well, somehow, because of our connection, I'm on your site, and I'm so honored. So if anybody's listening to this today, understand that you'll find Unscripted on there, and I'm so honored, and I need to be very much more active on it. I can't wait. And the more I hear about it, the more I really want to dive into it, because I think you and I, again, I hate to keep going back to it, but you and I, quote unquote, met, even though we were friends, because of something that happened. And I'll just go ahead and put them on blast. Something that happened on Facebook where I got banned for I got blocked because of a message about two friends of mine in college that died. There was nothing horrible in there. There was nothing political in there. It was just a simple blog post to share a story about two of my friends that passed away. Why that happened, I don't know. But I think those are going to happen more and more. And so I love this integrity, the honesty, this platform that you all are building. And I'm so honored to be on it because I just think this wasn't a one-off. And so I'll give you one more story. I posted a link about pizza. I swear to you, it was a friend of mine is trying to promote a local pizza company. And so I posted it and it got blocked on Facebook. So I'm tagged now. I don't know why. I think maybe they think I'm a terrorist. I don't know. But when I'm not, I swear to you, I'm not. Anybody knows me knows I'm not. But anyway, I just think that's kind of where we're at now in the world is
Sure.
these massive companies are making decisions on our behalf, which necessarily isn't fair. And so anyway, I didn't mean to go on a rant there, but I think what you all do is very, very important. So it's invite only now, and I'm on there, and I'm so honored. I'm not. It's not a brag. I'm blown away that I could be on there. How can other people get involved? Ask for an invite. How can they find out more?
Oh, sure, absolutely. So, are we able to put a link
Sure.
on here? Okay, so
Mhm.
we'll provide a link for you and a referral code. And I can provide my information as well. And you are more than welcome to reach out to me on any social site. I would be happy to share the information to come on over to keep on sharing. I would absolutely love that so much. And I just want to touch on your story. How we met
Mhm.
was so touching,
Mm.
and I could feel your heart through that story. And that is what drives my connections and my business relationships is not into sitting across from someone anymore. Oh, what do you do? Oh, what do you do? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not the person that I am anymore. Grown in this 2.5 years of networking and entrepreneurship, I have learned the art and beauty of relationship building and connection. And that is something that is very near and dear to my heart. And I want the opportunity to meet and bless and serve people and to be a part of their lives. And I learned something new from so many different people and something that we can implement into our home and just learning about who I can introduce someone to, who I can put them in front of, what I can do to help them and leave them better than I found them. And I think that is what I was meant to do on this earth.
And I think we've said this now. I've probably beaten this horse quite a few times, but I really want to mention it. We did not know each other, and yet we got on this call, and I felt like we were BFFs after that call. I really did
Sure.
because, and so that's your personality.
Mhm.
It's clearly your passion, and I think God does gift us, each one of us, and it says this in Scripture. He gifts each one of us in a way, and when you find that lane, that's when you really know you're in that sweet spot of life. Because we all say, "Hey, how's your job? Oh, I love it." Every day's a great day. All the cliches that we say, living the dream. And most people hate their job. They hate what they do.
So true.
And I'm so sorry for those people. I really am. I happen to love what I do because I made a decision. I knew who I was and what God, gifted me in.
Yeah.
And as long as He allows me to do this, I'm going to do it. And I just felt like when we talked on the phone, you're in that sweet spot too. Like that's that lane that we all want to be in. We really can say, I'm living the dream, and not just be cliche about it because we don't want to talk about our job. You know what I mean? And I feel like when we talk, that's what I really received from you quite a bit was you love what you do and you have found your lane and what God gifted you in.
I do. And everything that I do brings value to another person.
Mm.
Both of the things that I do, it is a way for me to showcase my heart and be able to extend that gratitude and kindness to others. It has not always been this way. I very, very hard time in
Mhm.
a lot of different careers. And being in corporate America
Brutal.
was different for me, a very different experience. But I will tell you, all of those people out there who have been told that you don't matter or that you're not important or that you don't measure up, you absolutely do.
Mhm.
There's a story out there about a dad who gifted his daughter this car. Have you heard this?
I have. I
It is
love it
such
so
an
much.
incredible story.
That's right. It's about
So,
value. Yeah.
yeah, so he gifts his daughter the car and he says, honey, go and find its worth. Something to the effect of that. I'm probably missing that part of it, but go
Mhm.
find the worth. So she takes it to all these different places and she comes back and she's like, Dad, they barely would give me anything here, and they only wanted to give me a couple thousand here, and he said, well, keep searching.
Mm-hmm.
Find a different place to take it. And she came home and she was in all smiles, and she said, Dad, I found this incredible antique shop, and I spoke to this guy, and he gave me this huge amount of money for the vehicle. And he looked at her and said, so what you're telling me is you found the value.
Yeah.
So if the place that you're in today,
yeah,
not supporting the life that you're looking to create for yourself, then you go out there and find your value.
100%.
Find the people that support you and that love you and that honor you, and you are seen and heard and understood, because those are not the people if they don't show up in any other way than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is so important for so many people in this world today, because we live a very closed off life with social media, or we're portraying this life that
it's not real,
is unattainable. I mean, come on, people.
Yeah.
Everybody deals with stuff. I don't ever want anyone to feel the way that I have felt in the past, being degraded, being made fun of, having people tell me that I don't matter. I mean, when you think about something like that, and how me, it fueled a fire, because I'm wonderfully made and chosen. So have a different mission.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spread that with the entire world as much as I possibly can. So all of you out there listening, you are worthy, and you are loved and honored and seen and heard. And would love to spend some time with you and learn about how I may bless and serve you and bring joy to your heart.
So I want to come back to that, because I want people to get your links as far as to connect with you, because I've had the honor and joy of connecting with you. But I have to share two things with you. And people that listen to this podcast have probably heard me say these before, but they're pillars of why I left and jumped out of a plane with no parachute. One is you have to learn to push back from the table when respect is no longer being served. That's one. And then another good friend of mine once told me the story about, he said, you keep climbing this ladder and climbing this ladder and climbing this ladder. But what if your ladder's against the wrong wall? Those two things are literally pillars of what I believe and why I do what I do, is because, one, you have to push away from the table when respect is no longer being served. And I was in a place where respect was no longer being served. It doesn't mean that I over-evaluate myself. I'm probably the most self-deprecating person you'll ever meet. I think I told you that last week when we talked. I'm literally the most self-deprecating person you'll ever meet. But at the same time, I do know I have value. And when respect was no longer being served for what I was providing for the organization I was with, that's when I knew it was time to jump out of that plane. Even though there's no parachute, I'm going to figure it out. I just can't do this anymore. Two, you do. It's not that you don't work hard. Sometimes your ladder's against the wrong wall. Yeah. And so go put that ladder against the right wall, and then you'll see that you'll reap the joy that I think you and I are both talking about. I see joy in your face right now when we're talking. Have joy every day in what I get to do, because my ladder's against the right wall now. And so it doesn't mean you're not working hard. And that's what I think I want people to hear too, is you're working hard. We all see it. We all, like you said, you're seen, you're valued, you're known. But sometimes your ladder is just against the wrong wall, and find the right wall. Okay. Done with my TED Talk. How can people reach out to you so they can have a conversation with you like I had last week?
Sure. So I would say probably socials would be the easiest way. You can find me on Facebook under my name.
Give that name again. Sorry.
Amberly Shreve.
Okay. And how do you spell it?
Yes. BERLY SHREVE. And you can find me on TikTok or Instagram, Beach Girl Shreve.
All right, we got to talk about that.
I love the beach. I mean, come on. I love the beach.
We got to talk about that handle.
Related. Yes, it's probably a good place to start, and then just message me. We can hook up. I can actually give you some things to add on here as well, for people if they have questions. They can reach out to me. But I would love to connect with anyone here listening and wanting to do life a little bit differently these days. And
I love it.
let's
Yeah.
promote your business. Let's put you on Keep On Sharing. I'd love to give you some free advertising and showcase you and learn how we can just maybe team up and work together and spread some kindness to the world.
And believe it or not, there's a method to my madness, even though we're all over the place and unscripted. I literally wanted people to know your heart. I wanted them to know you. This is not a pyramid scheme. Like this is who your heart is. This is
Yeah.
what your passion is. And you're very, very good at it. And what you're doing with Keep On Sharing, and I have to do a better job with what you've already given me as a gift to be a part of. It's very important. And so I wanted people to hear your heart and who you are. And now they would understand why this platform is really, really special. And I'm really looking forward to just growing with you all. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to do that. Let's talk about Beach Girl. Hey, my forever Gmail is a UNC fan. So, I mean, it's pretty clear what that's all about. But what's
Yeah.
Beach Girl about you?
So
Where do y'all go to the beach?
Well, I sort of went on this spiritual journey to find myself. And when I left a very abusive situation, I put everything in the back of my car and I went to the beach and found myself again and a better version of myself. So the beach has always been a haven, my place of wonder, my place of feeling whole, and my favorite place on earth.
Behind you, there's a painting of a beach.
Those are my girls.
I love that. That's a painting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put this out. I don't normally put out videos. I do occasionally. So I'll put out this whole video so people can go to YouTube and watch it. But I want them to see the beach behind you and that beautiful painting and your girls. 2, the joy in your eyes, like you're beaming. And I just wrote a post about that called beaming. Like it's not often in life we get to be beaming, and you're beaming. And so you're very, very happy where you are in life. And it all comes from, I think, where you're at. You're very confident in what we've been talking about today in this opportunity. So let me say this too. And then I want you to just kind of give some final thoughts, because I have one more question for you. Conrad.com. And then look for episode. I believe it's going to be 310, and it'll have your name. And so please go to aaronconrad.com and click on that post. And I'm not trying to drive traffic to my site. I think there's going to be some important links there that we'll share so people can get in contact with you those ways. But yeah, go to aaronconrad.com, episode 310 with Amberly. Find that, click on it, and then you'll see all her links that she was talking about. Now, I have a very important question for you.
Yes.
What would you tell your younger self? Take your time.
I would tell her that love hard, to set boundaries, protect her heart, to ultimately show up the best way for herself. It really doesn't matter what other people think. It really doesn't in the grand scheme of things. The only thing that matters is my maker thinks.
Audience of one.
That's it.
Okay, well, it's on point for me to cry, so thank you for that. Okay, can you share your links one more time while I try to get myself together?
Yeah. So you can reach me on Facebook under my name, Amberly Shreve, AMBERLYSHREVE, or TikTok or Instagram, Beach Girl Shreve, LinkedIn, Alignable. I mean, all of them. You can find me everywhere by my name. So I really hope that each and every one of you will reach out. Looking forward to spending some time with you and learning about you and life you're creating for yourself.
Well, Beach Girl Shreve, it has been an honor to get to know you. I don't know how we became friends on Facebook. I think it was God ordained.
I agree.
I said after our first call, I wanted to be BFFs.
I know.
Really
well,
did.
My husband cracks up. He's like, "Damn, you meet people in like the most scenarios." He said, "You can't even make this up." I said, "I don't know what to tell you. If I feel it in my gut, that's a nudge. That's like, hey, Am, you need to do this." And I just go with it.
So everybody go to the links that we're going to provide, aaronconrad.com. Like I said, I think it's episode 310, Amberly, and click on that link because there's going to be links in there in that post. It'll also go out in my email if you're following the newsletter. And those are not plugs. I think there's just going to be some valuable tools there available because this new social media platform is really exciting. And there's opportunities, there's financial opportunities for people. And like you said earlier, it goes to a great cause. The incentives here go to a great foundations. And so this isn't Zuckerberg trying to buy another yacht. This is a great platform with people just trying to connect, maybe, unconnect from the noise, but connect with one another. And they have small businesses. They have opportunities to present themselves. And I'm so thankful for you. And I'm so thankful that somehow we connected on Facebook.
Me too. Thank you.
Are you going to the beach soon?
Probably not. We have a lot of tournaments and, it's almost October. So probably not, but it's okay because when I go there, I take video of the beach, like a couple of minutes. And then when I'm really missing it, I can just watch that. It's so true.
Actually, I'm pointing to my background on audio. I'm pointing to my TV that I got this beach scene. And I have a great friend in Outer Banks. Do you ever go to Outer Banks?
So we typically don't. It's beautiful there. I think eventually our place of retirement, we want to go south. We want to be in like South Carolina, lower South Carolina. So that's the hope and dream is to get back to the beach.
Well, I'm a fan of North Carolina, as you can probably tell.
I know. I can tell.
But I do have a wonderful place in Outer Banks for two. So if you and your husband ever want to get away, we'll talk offline. I'll get you because it's an amazing little spot about 100 yards from the beach. You can be there and back. So we'll talk offline on that.
Appreciate that.
All right, beach girl. Thank you so much. Amberly, it's been wonderful.
A pleasure and an honor, Aaron. Thank you so much.
It has. I have a feeling you'll be back. So I have this really strong feeling you'll be back again. I hope everyone enjoyed this today. Please go check out all the links. Amberly, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for being on Unscripted.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Unscripted Podcast with your host, Aaron Conrad, from his studio in Old Hilliard. Make sure to like, share, follow, and review on your favorite podcast platforms. Also, make sure to check out my song Great and Mighty One on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you find your music. We'll see you next time on Unscripted with Aaron Conrad.